Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to present you the principles of the tumbling windows using Kafka streams so that we can, for example, count the number of cars for a specific period of time in specific areas. So we will do this later using an implementation of with Scala. But for now, we present just the principles of this thing. So on this schematic, you can see on the left side that there is a set of producers. These producers will produce some events that will go through this topic that we have named car movements. This topic, in a way, is divided into windows, windows of time. Going from 0 seconds to 60 seconds, and 60 seconds to 120 seconds, and then 120 seconds to 180 seconds. So then we have a consumer. Each consumer will have aggregators, and these aggregators will be associated with each tumbling window. So there is a real association between tumbling windows and aggregators. And then on the right side, we have this downstream. This downstream will receive the result of the aggregators. So an aggregator can, for example, count a number of records, for example. It can do the sum of some values or something like this. And then at some point, these aggregators, of course, they need to produce, to give the result that they have generated to something. So this something is what we call the downstream that will allow us to process the elements produced by the aggregators. So the events that are produced by the producers, they are grouped in time windows that we call tumbling windows in these examples. The tumbling windows, they do not overlap in time. This is really the principle of tumbling windows, and there are other types of windows that can overlap, but they are not named tumbling windows. The notion of time for the tumbling windows can be based on the clock time, the real time that you would see looking at your watch, for example, or it can be the time as it exists in a field in each event. So if we would use this principle of using the timestamp in a field in each event, then we will need to develop a specific function to extract the time from the value of the event, and this is something that is quite simple to do, and we will see it when we will develop a consumer using Scala. We will develop as well a function to extract the time from the value of the event. Then an aggregator is created for each tumbling window, and each aggregator receives only the events for his window. And finally, so each aggregator processes the events it receives, and it emits a result in the downstream. So I will launch my little animation. We will see some events going through the blue window. Each event in the blue window will go through the blue aggregator as well. The blue aggregator, every time it will receive an event, will increment its value, and at some point, the result produced by the aggregator, will have to be emitted to the downstream, and we will see when this result is emitted. So let's start the animation. Event A arrives in the time window 060 seconds. The aggregator receives these events and it creates the value 1 for its count. Then it receives the value B from the tumbling window the blue tumbling window, and it increments its count of values to the value 2. So for now, nothing is happening, and at some point in this example, what we will see is that there is no more events going through the blue window between 0 seconds and the 60 seconds. At some point, a new event will arrive between 60 seconds and 120 seconds. So what will happen is that a new tumbling window will be created by the system. A new aggregator as well will be created associated to this new tumbling window. The tumbling window blue will be closed in a way, and the result of the aggregator 1, the value 2, will be emitted in the downstream. So we start the next part of the animation that will show event C going through the new tumbling window, and as you can see, the aggregator 2 is creating a new counter, value 2, and in the downstream we have seen that the value 2 has been emitted by the aggregator 1. In reality, the downstream does not receive really immediately the result of the aggregator 1, sorry. This value arrives only a few seconds after a new window has been created. In this situation, we have seen that the new window was a green window, and this is really a trigger that allows aggregator 1 to send its result to the downstream, but only a few seconds after this this downstream receives the result of the aggregator 1. So it can be 30 seconds. It really depends on some parameters that we will see when we will develop a consumer using Scala. So here we see that there is no more events for the green window between 60 seconds and 120 seconds. So at some point we will see that we will see two new events going through the system between 120 seconds and 180 seconds. Again, there will be a new window, a new tumbling window for this period of time. Aggregator 3 will be created associated to this new window. As we will receive two new events, we will see that aggregator 3 will have a counter that goes from 1 then to 2, and at some point the result of this aggregator will be emitted in the downstream. At the same time, we know that we have aggregator 2 that has value 1, and this value will be emitted when the new window between 120 seconds and 180 seconds will be created. So you see, the downstream receives the result of aggregator 2, aggregator 3 receives event D, it increments value 1, and then it receives event E, it increments value 2. And in this example, it emits its result in the downstream. The reality is that the result of aggregator 3 will be emitted only when there will be a new event arriving for a new tumbling window outside of this orange window. That's it, guys. I hope this animation has been helpful and clear to explain things to you. If you have any comment, please do not hesitate to post them, or any question to post them in the comment section below. And please do not hesitate to like as well the video if you have found the video useful. I will see you in other videos so that we can start implementing consumers using the tumbling windows, using Scala and Kafka Streams. See you soon. Bye.